In my opinion, the greatest failing in reporting is the fact that the vast majority of project reports where we are required to report on the progress of a project is all about lag indicators. The problem with that is when we measure lag indicators, which are far and away the most common way in which we measure the progress of a project, we are measuring something or we are reporting on something that is generally somewhere between 2 and 4 weeks old. So how does measuring just or taking count of the measurements that were done 2 to 4 weeks ago, how does that improve the way in which we report on a project? Well, it really doesn't. What we've got to do is we've got to use that data. We've got to use it as the basis of a series of lessons learned. So from my perspective, when we put forward a progress report on a project, there must be a balance. The balance has to be between the lag indicators and the lead indicators. So those lead indicators can either be system health indicators, where we look at particular indicators so that we can measure the future health or at least assess the future health of a program. So succession planning would be one such thing. We would want to continually measure how many of our project staff have the qualifications and experience required to take upon the role of their manager, as an example, so that that becomes a system health indicator, so that if one of those managers is either ill for a long time or leaves the project team, we have somebody that can step into their place. So that's a good idea of a system health indicator. The other few forecasting or lead indicators that we want to look at is the application of lessons learned from the lag indicators that we've measured. So we do need to measure those lag indicators, but what we need to do is to take them and apply the simple question, so what? So if a particular task has taken us 20% longer than we had expected to, or it had taken more resources, or cost more than we had expected in our initial estimations, what are the implications? So what? What are the implications of that for the future? How many times in the future do we intend to do a similar sort of task, or one in which that we can adapt that lesson learned to? So what we should be reporting is, as a result of these lag indicators we've measured, we have now modified the time, cost, resources that we have applied to future tasks within the project, so that what we know now is that we can deliver that in a more adequate manner in the future. In truth, as a project sponsor, which I've been in a number of occasions, what I'm looking for in a progress report is not necessarily the lag indicators, because the truth is I can do nothing to change them. They are what they are. But what I'm looking for is a demonstration by the project team that they are thinking proactively. Having used those lessons learned, we're going to modify the way in which we deliver this in future, and the end result should be, here is our forecast of cost at completion or time at completion, because as the project sponsor, I want to be able to turn around to the senior management in the organisation and say to them, we have got some issues, the project team is addressing them proactively, but at the end of the day, this is the cost and this is the time that we will be completing the project. So that's my key, is a balance between lag and lead indicators, a balance between measuring what is in the past and answering the question, so what? What are the implications of what we've already done in terms of lessons learned?